The numbers don't lie. Fewer good men are committing to marriage. And the reason is profound, not petty. We are told it's a fear of commitment, or a failure of nerve, a lack of maturity. This dismisses the truth. The institution itself is structurally compromised for the man who builds. It is not an emotional problem. It is a calculation of risk against an increasingly unequal reward. Marriage is the ultimate investment for a man. He pours in his capital, his time, his legacy. The current legal and social contract makes his liability absolute and his recourse negligible. When things fracture, the system is engineered not for equity, but for unilateral distribution of a man's effort. The common prescription is to work harder on yourself, to achieve peak self-optimization. Get more money, more muscle, more game. The belief that the right level of status will insulate you. This strategy is a tragic, desperate attempt to personally compensate for a systemic failure. No amount of self-improvement changes the fundamental contract written in the statutes of the state. A good man understands risk. The current system asks him to accept unlimited liability for a finite, contingent return. When the risk-reward ratio is this heavily skewed, choosing to opt out is not cowardice. It is a rational, self-protective act of wisdom in the face of structural inequity. The real shift is to move from personal effort to social negotiation. You cannot change the structure alone, but you can change your leverage within it. The most powerful tool a good man possesses is the power of refusal to engage with a bad deal. As male quality rises, and the marriage contract remains toxic, the value of that contract plummets to zero. The path forward isn't to retreat into solitude, but to redefine the terms of partnership itself. This means negotiating a prenuptial agreement that values the partnership, not just the extraction. It is not a gesture of distrust. It is a declaration of equitable design for a long-term venture. A good man knows his worth and defends his future from systemic expropriation. This walk-away power, this self-respect, is what allows you to command respect and true partnership. It forces the person you are considering to meet you on your terms of mutual fairness and value. This is not just a personal choice. It is a collective signal from a generation of men who will not be exploited. The retreat from commitment is the only way to force a renegotiation of the social contract itself. Your self-worth, your assets, your future, they are not chips on a table to be indiscriminately swept away. They are the foundation of your future. Guard them with the sobriety and authority they deserve. True love is not reckless sacrifice. It is shared, conscious construction on a solid bedrock of mutual respect. When you operate from a position of dignity and guarded value, you attract a partner of equal self-worth. Never confuse a demand for fairness with a lack of love. The former is a prerequisite for the latter. The world will call you selfish, but self-respect is the cost of entry for a meaningful life. Take back the pen. Draft your personal vision for a life of purpose and protected investment. Good men aren't giving up on love. They are simply refusing to be exploited by an outdated, one-sided system. Demand partnership, not patronage. Demand equity, not extraction. Demand your worth. The only way to save the possibility of marriage is to stop subsidizing its destruction with your unconditional compliance. Join the men who are choosing to build a life of dignity, purpose, and self-respect. What is the single greatest risk you see in modern marriage? Let me know below. For more on building sovereignty in the face of chaos, see the links in the description. Thank you for watching.